Mr. Medrano. Every year, we lose a not insignificant number of West Contra Costa Unified School District families to private schools or to surrounding public school districts. This impacts our district in many ways, from funding to course offerings in secondary schools to test scores and many other ways. Do you consider this an issue for the school board to address? If so, what do you think can be done about it?
Of course we should address it, but I think we need to remember that the overall scores of private schools and also especially of the charter schools do no better than the public school system. Now, with our academies and our high schools, we're one of 9 districts in the state that are getting special funding from the Irvine Foundation to do the academies. We're finding that as the students go into high school, and some of the schools are wall-to-wall academies, the students stay in small clusters all the way through until they're seniors. I see parents coming back to our schools, especially the new schools. The enrollment at Helms has increased. The enrollment at El Cerrito has increased. So parents are coming back when they see brand new schools coming up and property values going up because of the new school. We will always have those parents who choose for whatever reason to go to a private school and or a charter school. We need to make our schools so attractive that people will say, I want to go to Dijon, I want to go to Richmond High, I want to go to Kennedy, I want to go to Crespi Middle School. Increase the instructional materials, teacher preparation, get new teachers to those schools. So if the parent wants to say, I want my son or daughter to go to Crespi or to Helms, we need to do that. Advertise and talk about it.
Okay, Mr. Bloom.
This is an essential issue for this district. I just read today in the newspaper that San Ramon is growing by 1,000 kids a year. People are moving to a district because of the schools. And I'd say sometimes people leave this community because of the schools. It's time to change their attitude about our city. And I would start with middle school. I think we need to refocus deliberately on what we're doing in middle school. I'm a personal fan of schools within schools, small theme-based schools within the larger middle school. I think we let I think our middle school model is not being as effective as it should be, with students going in and somewhat falling through the cracks quite often in middle school and then being belabored all the way through high school. We're going to get a handle on middle school if I get on the board, or if I don't get on the board, I'm going to hammer on these guys to make sure middle school gets right. So it's where we need to start.
Mr. Bloom.
I agree that there's a lot of work to do in all of the grade levels that we work with. I think probably all, if we look at all of what it is we like to get done, it's still a matter of building a lot of communication with our community. We compete very well in a lot of different areas, all right, but we tend to believe that we don't compete well until we actually have numbers from the other districts placed in front of us. Okay, there are students in all of our schools that are extremely good students and very successful. We do worry about the students that struggle to succeed. We've got infrastructure we can put in place for that. So it's important for us to begin to believe in ourselves. I know this is an old football and baseball coach here in our school district. When my players believed they were good, they were good. They put the extra effort out to go ahead and succeed. I'm not afraid of competition. Let's go ahead and compete, but that means that we've got to push our game up on all the different levels, including parents, teachers, and students. That'd be what I do.
Mr. Smith.
Well, the issue of middle school flight, when you look at how well our elementaries perform, many of them the 700-800 test scores, and then you hit middle school and they plummet. And that's because we have a vast majority of adults who pull their children. It's a simple fact. When the highly educated and the affluent pull out of school, they pull out resources and volunteers, and it affects the entire community. One of the things the district has started to do, and I think Todd was helped move the district in a positive way, is the middle school math initiative. And when I look at that, and then I also look at the current trend, which is high schools trying to align with the middle schools, and the middle schools align with the elementary schools. So it's a vertical integration of thought and need, That's where we start to really turn things around. It's a collaborative relationship that happens with teachers at all levels, with the staff and administration at all levels. And the last partner is the community. Everybody's looking at us like, what did you do? Well, you know, people leave. And I can't change that. I can put the programs in. We can work our hardest to improve funding, but if people leave, they take valuable resources from us. And when we're looking at San Ramon, by the way, folks, those houses start at $700,000 and people are having bidding wars for it. You know, if I had the same income level as San Ramon did in my schools, I'd be doing a hell of a lot better too. Okay, that's, you know, so I'm sorry about that. It's a bothersome point to me, because when you do look at the academies like Antonio was talking about, you're having professionals come in and work with teachers and the administration to design programs to give students career pathways, you know, professional pathways. It's an amazing development. And when you look at those academies, those kids are getting incredibly rigorous curriculum. And that's what we ask for. We just need time to make it stick and grow.